Hello everyone, welcome to Desilicious Kitchen. Today we are going to see how to make shakarpara. Shakarpara, when it is fried, should fluff up and should have many folds and should be crisp. So let us see how to make shakarpara. We have shown you the proportion both in cups and grams. Follow the exact recipe and proportion as we have shown here and your shakarpara will be perfect. And friends, watch the video till the end as I have given lots of tips along the way. So now let's start. We have taken 2 cups maida, 1 cup is 250 milliliter, you can take any cup, 250 grams or 2 cups maida, and for this half cup milk, 1/4 cup hot melted ghee, half cup powdered sugar, half teaspoon cardamom powder and 1/4 teaspoon salt. So first we will take half cup powdered sugar. We have just powdered the sugar in a mixer, freshly powdered. So we have put it in a vessel and we are going to mix it with milk. To this half cup powdered sugar I am adding half cup milk. If you don't want to add milk, you can replace it with half cup water instead. Now let us place this milk and sugar mixture on the gas. We are not going to heat it much, just for 1 to 2 minutes on a very low flame, just to dissolve the sugar powder in the milk. Remember, we don't want it very hot. We just want to dissolve the sugar so it will remain warm. If you heat it for a long time, the mixture will turn into syrup, sticky syrup. We don't want that. So now I have switched off the flame and a warm milk sugar mixture is ready. Now in the mixing bowl, let us add half teaspoon cardamom powder and 1/4 teaspoon salt to our 2 cups maida. Now let us keep it aside and heat the ghee. The ghee should be very hot when we put it on the maida. So let us heat it for just a couple of minutes. We already had made fresh ghee. So it is in liquid state, but it was not very hot, so we have heated it. And now I am adding it to the maida. When you add hot ghee to the maida becomes light and fluffy, and the shakarpara also will become light and fluffy. Now first, because it's very hot, I am mixing with a spoon. But when it is warm enough to mix with your hands, you can later on mix it with your hands. Now at least for 2 to 3 minutes more, you have to crumble it with your hands so that the maida will become lighter and shakarpara will become fluffy. After crumbling the maida, you should be able to hold it together like this. That means the ghee has gone into the maida properly. Now let us add the milk and sugar mixture little by little to the maida. The milk need not be warm. It can be warm or it can be in room temperature, it doesn't matter. But add it little by little. Sometimes you may not need the entire milk. That is why it is better to add little by little. See, we don't want a loose dough. We want to make a stiff dough. In case you feel it is too dry and there is not enough milk, then you can add 1 or 2 spoonfuls of warm milk. And in case you feel the milk is more, then you can keep it aside. Use only as much as is needed. The point to remember is that we need to make a smooth but stiff dough. Our dough is now ready. It is not loose, but it is smooth, and we will rest it for 20 minutes. I did not require the entire milk. Here around 2 tablespoons milk is remaining. I have kept it aside. Do not make a dough that is looser than this. Otherwise, shakarpara can become very hard. So now let us rest this dough for 20 minutes, and after 20 minutes, let us see how the dough is. Now 20 minutes have passed and the dough is now slightly stiffer. And even at this stage, if you feel that it is difficult to knead the dough again or to roll it into a roti, at this stage also you can add a few spoons of warm milk and knead it again. Do not add too much milk, just a few spoons of warm milk will do. Only if you are not able to knead it again or roll it again. So now I am going to roll it into a thick roti. See, you don't have to focus on making a very round roti or anything. And we have to keep shifting the roti stand. Instead of shifting the roti, you can keep shifting the stand. So now we are cutting off the edges. We are not going to discard them. We are going to use the edges again. But for now, let us cut it off so that it can give a nice shape. All the 4 edges we can cut like this. We have kept a thickness of 1/4 inch. Now let us cut it. You can cut it either into square shapes or into diamond shapes. I am cutting it into square shapes. Cut it into small pieces. That is how those store-bought Shankarparas are. Now let us transfer all these pieces into a white plate. Now we have heated some oil for deep frying the Shakarpara. At first we have heated it well and then we have reduced the flame to minimum. So we'll be cooking them in low to medium flame. And let us just put one small piece and see. It should have bubbles like this and rise up without getting burnt. That means that the oil is ready. So now let us put in the Shakarpara. If the oil is not hot enough while putting in the Shakarparas, then the Shakarparas can get dissolved in the oil. If you add in too many of them at one time and overcrowd the pan, then the temperature of the oil comes down, and in that case too, the Shakarparas can again dissolve in the oil. After putting in the Shakarparas, do not touch them for a minute. After 1 minute, you have to continuously keep stirring gently so that they don't get burnt. If you touch them immediately, the Shakarparas can break. So now after a minute you have to keep stirring them continuously, gently, so that they don't stick to the bottom. After stirring continuously, when they turn golden in color, we are going to remove them. Remember, they will turn dark brown even after they are removed from the fire because they continue to cook. It takes about 2 to 3 minutes on a medium to low flame for them to get completely cooked. Now it is a little more than 3 minutes and I am removing the Shakarparas. They have turned golden in color and they have doubled up in size and there are beautiful folds in each of them. I am just waiting to eat them. Now this is another tip. While dropping the Shakarparas into the oil, you can put them in a ladle like this and dip it into the oil. This way your fingers and hands remain safe from the hot oil. So now we can make all the Shakarparas in a similar way. Friends, if you want to make amazing Shakarparas like this, do try out the recipe that we have given for Shakarparas. Look how crispy they are. What do you think about this recipe? Did you like it or didn't like it? Do let us know in the comment box. If you like this recipe, do not forget to press the like button, share this recipe with your friends and family, and those who are new here, consider subscribing to our channel. Here's wishing you all a very happy Diwali in advance. See you soon with another video. Bye for now. Take care.